Hi, Dnipro healers and guests. Today is our long-awaited online meeting. Um, I think I'm gonna introduce Toastmasters first because we have some guests. Toastmasters and Dnipro Hills Club. We are a public speaking club, and we host our meetings weekly on Sundays. What we do is that you don't can not only practice your English here, but also public speaking. We have three rules that we obey. That is, well, actually, the three things we don't talk about is politics, religion, and sex. One more thing is that whenever we pass the stage, because of this online environment, we try to show support in any way possible. Whenever the person is speaking, we try not to talk. We mute our microphones and not try not to be distracting. However, it's nice and it's a good gesture to show some emojis, use your all capabilities Zoom gives us to show support to every single speaker. Now, I want to get to know some of our guests. We already had some conversation for some time, but I think it's important to get to know some people more. And I think starting with the biggest guest today is, well, me. Hi guys, my name is Vadym. Because despite being a president of Dnipro Hills, I haven't frequented many online meetings. Sorry about that. So hi everyone. Hi, it's actually my last meeting this tenure, and I'm happy to transfer my power and all the knowledge to Yurchyshyn. He's also here, and well, let's just get it over with. I'm a student. I'm studying econ, and I enjoy public speaking. And hi, Vadym. Hi, nice to meet you. I see River. I remember you did some speeches at our club throughout spring. Can you introduce yourself to, well, me and some other new guests here?
Hi Vadym, hello fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name's River. I'm in Australia. I've been in Toastmasters for a couple of years, and I've been visiting some of the Ukrainian clubs since about March, I reckon. I jumped online when they were having the contests, and I've been attending this club's monthly online meetings. I can't attend in person at the moment because I am in Australia. And yeah, I don't know, I enjoy Toastmasters. I enjoy connecting with clubs overseas. I spent time in Ukraine last year, helping in the war, and I wanted to stay connected with people in the country. And this has been a really nice way to combine my Toastmasters journey with my Ukrainian experience and to show you guys support as well. So that's me.
Oh, that's fantastic. I see Deck. From the way you speak with everyone, you're no guest to Toastmasters, no guest to Dnipro Hills, but why don't you say a couple of words about yourself?
Yeah, Cluskey. I'm Irish, born in Dublin, but I live in Eastbourne, which is 74 miles straight down from London on the coast. I Battle Speakers, founder member of Battle Speakers. I founded Eastbourne Speakers, and I helped to found Worthing Speakers. So I've been around about 17 years in Toastmasters. I love it to bits. Natalie has visited our Battle Club, and you are all more than welcome. We operate on the second and fourth Thursday of each month, UK time, 7 o'clock meet for 7:30 start. I'll put the link down below, or I'll put my email, and you can get in touch with me. But we're a very good club. Natalie is wonderful when she comes there. We love her to bits. Thank you, Natalie. Thumbs up. And that's me. And I'm running topics today. It'll be a very, very unusual topics, believe me.
Well, I'm already quaking in my boots waiting for it, hopefully.
No quaking. It's just good fun.
Okay. Raul de la Vega.
Hi, everyone. Yes, my name is Raul de la Vega. I'm from the Online Synergy Toastmasters Club in the Philippines. And today, my role is to be the evaluator for the first speaker. It's I believe, my fourth time to visit the club. I'm delighted to have a role in today's meeting. Back to you, Vadym.
Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you. I see one of our newer guests from Telegram, Anton. Can you briefly introduce yourself? Maybe Anton is not here. Oh, hi.
Yeah, surely. Hi, everyone. My name is Anton. I'm a lawyer from Kiev. I originate from Donetsk, which is nowadays occupied. And I'm very pleased to attend this first meeting and meet all of you, especially our overseas friends. It's very nice to hear all their voices and to see their support for Ukraine. So passing to the next speaker. Thanks.
Oh, nice to meet you, Anton. I want to get to know Habib as well. Can you tell us about yourself?
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. This is Habib from Bangladesh. Currently, I'm a member of 2 clubs, and I have been into Toastmasters for the last 10 years. And I have joined this club as a guest a couple of times and loved this energy. And today I'm going to serve as a timer. And thank you, Natalie, for inviting me in this meeting.
Nice to meet you, Habib. Violetta, can you introduce yourself as well?
Hello, everyone. I'm from Odesa. I was invited by Sergey Radchenko. I sometimes attend different meetings from different Toastmaster clubs, and I really enjoy to be here today. Today's topic is very important and actual for me and for everyone. So I hope I will be pleased for this meeting. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Violetta. So I think without further ado, we can I can shift my the sort of the torch of fire and to Lesia. It's nice to see so many, well, both newcomers and dinosaurs here present. I think we're going to have a good variety of speakers from many different generations, different cultural backgrounds. Can't wait to see it all. And leading the meeting is going to be Lesia Yurchyshyn. Please welcome her with a warm round of applause.
Hello, everyone. Actually, it's always a great honor to me to have something to share with you in common, because today I am a Toastmasters of the day of our meetings. I actually very rarely take this role, but when I take this role, for sure I have something to share with you. And as you all understand, yet today our topic of the meeting is the constitution. The constitution. It's I have chosen it because of one of the state holiday we will have in Ukraine very soon, actually on the 24th of June. And as a teacher of history, law, and civic education, I always saw that a lot of my students, and I believe a lot of their parents, haven't know anything about this holiday. And for them, it's just like another holiday day, a day when you have like day off and can spend it with your families, etc. Of course, after the Russian invasion, our patriotism and our some involvement in history issues become much more deeper, but still we have a lot of gaps actually in our civic education, in our rights, and I just wanted to use our audience today, like some test variants about how we can talk about constitution actually with adults and with all other things. To newcomers, I also should emphasize that like the main role of Toastmasters of the day, just to choose some interesting topic and to share some thoughts about it. So it's not like the prepared speeches, or it's not like the very big report of something. It's just few thoughts and few insights from this. And to tell you this, also when we talk about Toastmasters meeting, we should have like a very strict structure and some technical support which helps us to organize our meeting in a more easiest and more comfortable way. And for these issues, we have a very special team which helps us to keep track on some special things. So as the first one, I wanted to ask to the stage our accounter for today, our fellow president of Best Odesa Speakers Club. It's Sergey Radchenko. Sergey, please tell us about your duties for today and about your role.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Lesia. Hello, everyone. Today I'm your accounter, and I listen carefully your filler words and great sounds, such as so, but, actually, because, okay, basically, you know, and another but, so, and another sounds, and in the end of the meeting, and give you my feedback. And I hear very carefully, and I I hope you use not much more sounds and filler words in your speech. I advise you good luck and advise you good speech in this meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Lesia.
Thanks, Sergey. Actually, it's also a big challenge for me not to make a lot of the sounds. I hope I will manage at least a little bit in this issue. And according to the main topic of our today's is about actually the Constitution. I made some very small research about what this word, what actually this letters can mean. And as you all see, according to the Cambridge dictionary, actually we see that Constitution have a few different meaning. Maybe the first one, which we always know, it's like the set of some political principles by which a state or organization is governed. Another meaning, it's a general state of someone's house, and also it can be like something about how something is made up of different parts. So being much more deep research in this word, and I wanted to invite to the stage our another main very valuable participant of today's meetings. It's our grammarian, and today we have a native speaker grammarian of American with Ukrainian heart. So Eric, please go on, tell us about your choosing for today.
Thank you, Lesia. Yes, I will be your grammarian for today, listening to your English and your specific grammar, verbs, tenses, words that you're using, if they sound correct in a sentence, or maybe a better way to say it. So we'll try to stay more on the positive side of it, highlight the good things, look at particular idioms and metaphors and that you're using to enhance your language. So we'll try to keep it very upbeat and not meddle down into the little things over there, because those will come out as you speak more. So we want to encourage you to speak the language and continue to hear it, and that's how you're going to get better at it overall. We also have a role today of, or I have a role today to count the number of times you use a word of the day. I picked a word of the day today. I'm going to put it up in the chat here on our board, and then I will put it also on the Telegram chat. So it's sovereignty. Now you can use this also in an adjective form, sovereign, we'll go over a little bit of these here. So sovereignty is supreme power or authority, but it's very related to the Constitution, because I can speak for the United States here that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, for example. And one of the reasons that you have a constitution is that so you can have sovereignty as a nation. So that's a big use of it, is in terms of national identity. And that's a very big issue right now in Ukraine. But you know, it's not limited to that also. You can use it for other ways too. So here's some examples that we put up. They do not respect the sovereignty of Parliament. So Parliament has an absolute power or authority, you know, to create law, for example. National sovereignty is under threat. That's again more of the identity of the nation and the ability to govern itself. But notice another one here. For these reasons, many Austrian economists reject the doctrine of consumer sovereignty. So in that case, we're saying that in a lot of the developed world nations, the consumer is the main driver of the economy. There may be 2/3 of it, for example, in the United States. But we're using sovereignty in the sect of saying that the fact that the consumer is the absolute authority of the economy is not true. It shouldn't be held that way. This is the people that disagree with that. So this is another way you can do it. So it's sort of the absolute power or authority there, and you can use it in that way. So I said you can also use the adjective form sovereign. So you can say a sovereign government. So a government that is responsible for absolutely leading in its own destiny without influence by others. So that's another form use. So think about that, use it. I think you should be able to come up with something as you walk through your mind and your topics. And I look forward to listening and giving you my commentary after. Thank you. Back to you, Lesia.
Thanks, Eric, actually, for choosing such a good word for our today's topic. I hope we all can use it in a proper way. And regarding to our main topic about constitution, I wanted to share with you just few researches. Of course, it's all researches which today I will share with you made it by Ukrainians for Ukrainians. So you will see some Ukrainian text on my slides. Don't push a lot of effort to understand it all. I will, in any case, I will just tell you some briefing about all it. And according to some of social researches, in June 2019, they asked people if they even read Constitution of Ukraine, and more than 46% of them answered that they haven't even written Constitution at least once. So it shows how a big gap we have in our in understanding of our human rights, in understanding of how our sovereignty, how our state is rules, how it's all is consist of all this stuff. And only and another like interesting research that near 51% of those who at least open the Constitution and read at least some articles, they made it just because they wanted to know more about the human rights. So we still see this tendency to our society to go deeper in such issues. And only 46% of those who actually read all this and understand some issues knows for sure now that the main sources of a power in our state, in our sovereign state, is actually is people, and only we should choose in which way we wanted to move on, and we wanted to to have some progress. And also a very interesting investigation was about some holidays day, which we have a lot in Ukraine, and of course only 14% of them, of the people who were asked, tell that the Constitution Day is like they mark it as some valuable day, and some of their favorite. With all this, I just wanted to go in some history issues, because yes, when we read about Constitution, maybe the articles, a lot of other citizens still know it's something connected with human rights, with human liberties. And as you see on the slides, yeah, it's the main documents which tell us about what is this human rights is, what is this, what is our civil liberties means, and how many of them we should have and we should presume in our nowadays. So maybe the main, not maybe, the main document in this sphere is the world, the Declaration of the Human Rights, yeah, from United Nations Organization, which was started at 1948 after the Second World War. Then we also have some convention about the rights of children. And go deeper in the history, we can like take some roots for these documents in Magna Carta Libertatum. It's in Latin, yeah, it's from UK. Also Declaration of Independence from United States, which also we will celebrate the Independence Day of the USA very soon, and some declaration of the rights during the French Revolution. So all these documents shows us how the meaning about human, about dignity, about rights develops through the centuries. And I have such a long extracts about time, because today we also have a timer for our today's meeting, and I kindly invite to our stage Muhammad Habib Islam from Mastermind Toastmasters, which tell us about our today's time limits. So please, Habib.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Today, I'm going to help our members to maintain the time for their speeches. We are having a little bit new structure for this meeting as a timer. For prepared speeches, each speaker will get 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, you will see green in my background, yellow on 6 minutes, and red on 7 minutes. And for evaluation, evaluators will get 3 minutes. On 2 minutes, you will see green signal, 2 minutes 30 seconds yellow signal, and on 3rd minute, you will see red. During the table topic session, each speaker will get 2 minutes, and the green light will be shown on 1 minute, yellow on 1 minute 30 seconds, red on 2 minutes. And just after impromptu speech, you will receive an evaluation for your impromptu speech. It will be for 1 minute, and after 1 minute, I will show the red signal. Grammarian, counter, and timer report will be delivered within 3 minutes. Green signal will be shown on 2, yellow on 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red will be shown 30 minutes. And I believe that we will be able to maintain the time, and we can finish meeting on time. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, Lesia.
thanks, Habib, for taking this responsibility for today and for such clarify detailization of all our today's minute. And I continue to talk us something about Constitution today. Yeah, because we all know that all this beautiful all these rights, all these articles, they can work when we all like know about this and we all are ready to pursue all it. And I wanted to share with you some report, interesting. It's actually from Freedom House. Actually, once per year, a lot of non-governmental organizations prepare some researches about how our world is changing, how we all are continuous. And about the reports from Ukraine, you see that Ukraine in 2022, as always, like marked as a partially free country, and they even count how is our political rights and civil liberties are really how we cope with all of this. And to go deep about this overview, of course, we understanding that quarantines and the invasion of Russia made a lot of bad influence on political rights, on civil liberties, especially, for example, now we can't we can't organize any electoral process, because it will be like against the law, and we can't make it really in democracy way to count all votes and etc. Also, we told about how we can participate in some political parties, in some, for example, meetings or rallies, some marches or something like that, because it's all forbidden in Ukraine due to the safety measures. Yeah, in the same time, we also have a lot of parties, a lot of organizations which shared which shared information which really harmful was for Ukraine sovereignty, for Ukraine as a state, which were very pro-Russianism. That's why we should close them all and to make some inquiries, some arrests with people who shared it all. And all these things also accounted in reports like this, because they like made a big differentiation between what we can say like the freedom to talk about something freely, and about things which tells not true information, and which not help us to fight against the Russian. Another issues we see in this report about, for example, government and about our local authorities, how they cope with all of these challenges, how they can influence on the situation. Of course, we can read and understand maybe much more, and you see that still with freedom of expression and beliefs, with association, with organization, we still have a lot of issues to come up. And I believe that if we still have a lot of problems in which are happening with us because of war, but still we have a lot of things we should prevent in our nowadays life, in our court system, for example, in all things how the local authorities should work even in wartime. So it's still like a big how to say it? I think about it. So it's it's still we have a lot of improvements we can do on our locals, on our local authorities, and it's still we can't say that we don't wanted to do some reforms because it's the war. No, no, we still need to continue to organize anything we need in all these issues, and we still should understand that all this fights, it's fights not only against the visible enemy, it's fights only against something we need to cover on our local levels too. And with all this my insights, and I wanted to start it to announce our next part of our today's meetings. We usually call it like prepared speeches. It's for newcomers. I explain more that our members who are working on some pathways on the official Toastmasters website, they prepared some speeches according to some requirements, and tell us this training yourself as herself or himself actually as a public speaker. And today we have two prepared speakers, and of course we have two evaluators. I just wanted to emphasize that today we have a little bit different structure. So first of all, our first prepared speaker will present his speech, her speech. Then we will have the second prepared speaker, and after the second prepared speaker, we will have the evaluation of first speaker and then evaluation of second speaker. So our evaluators be prepared for this little changes of structure. And with all this, I invite to the stage our dearest member who is currently in Dublin, but it's still, I know for sure that Ukraine in her heart, Tetiana Bilous. And Tetiana will present us a project creating effective visual aids from engaging human press, title like local specific. Tetiana, please.
Thank you, Lesia. Thank you all. First of all, I want to ask you that two things. If I have any issues with internet, please stop me and let me know. And the other one, I will share the screen with you, and I hope that you confirm that you can see it.
Yeah, we see it.
Yes.
Good.
Okay, very nice. Okay. A couple months ago, I read Natalia Poruboch's comment in Facebook regarding the argument between cars and the bicycles owners. Who is the main on the road, cars or bicycles? What do you think, guys? As for Ireland, it is not the question, because the main person on the road is a pedestrian. I don't joke. According to the Irish road rules, pedestrians have a right of the way over cars. And sometimes I realize that the people don't look at the traffic light, and if they want to cross to the road, they do it. Yesterday, I saw the situation when a woman was on the road and stopped behind of the car in this position, like, I'm here, I'm the main, and please stop and wait when I allow you to go. As for me personally, I just I was interested in that who was the owner of this rule, who created it, because you know that to stop your own butt is more easy than stop to car body, because car body is more heavy and it have a more long braking distance. To continue this topic, guys, in this that winter, I realized that happiness needs a comfort, and for me, I need a car. And I start to work with this, and the first of all, I should be aware about the local Irish road rules. And I decided to complete the theory test. Here is the example of the theory test. And you can see that this question, it is official mock test. What should a driver do if they encounter loose chipping on the road? First, slow down and allow extra clearance to other traffic. Second, stop the vehicle until the loose chipping can be removed. Third, increase speed so as to avoid causing damage to the vehicle. And fourth is, a driver should press their hand against the windscreen. Guys, unmute yourself and say, what is the right answer? Maybe Sergey Radchenko was the right answer.
A first, slow down.
First, second, third, first, or fourth? The first.
Just a moment, I was thinking. Maybe someone else want to answer, and I thinking.
Yes, the right answer also is the first, but here is a good example of the Irish humor. It is a local specific, guys, that when people include their humor, even in a government test. The other one. The second question I received when I had my theory test. What does anti-lock braking system ABS do? First, ABS displays the name of the radio station playing in the car radio. Second, ABS locks the brakes to prevent skidding during harsh braking. Third, ABS prevents the wheels from locking under harsh braking condition. And third and fourth is ABS deploys the airbags during a collision. What is the right answer? Maybe first? What do you think? Oh, sorry. Somebody tell me, please.
It's too hard, Tanya.
Too hard? But it is a very good how to say example of Irish humor. To tell the truth, it is the second right answer, but in general, it is a local specific to include humor in the all things around that the people have. Okay. When I passed my test, I decided to take the official driver instructor before I go to the road. The name of my instructor was John, and do you know what the first John asked me? John asked me regarding trigonometry. Did you remember something from my school? Guys, I remember nothing. And I don't understand how it is possible to use trigonometry when you are in the car. But John has own opinion about this. He put on the windscreen, here is the windscreen, a different color dot, green, blue, and red. And according to his theorem, you know that when you are sitting in the driver's sitting, you can see the roadside that it is not parallel to you, but in the angle that you can see it like in the angle in that touch to the windscreen. And according to his theory, when the roadside touch the green light, a green dot, it is equal of the sine of the angle of 30 degrees. And it means that between car body and the roadside, there is half a meter. Blue dot means the sine of the angle of 45 degrees, and it is approximately 30 centimeters between the car body and the roadside. And the most important understand when the roadside is in the screen is touches the red dot. I said, John, that I completely disagree with this, because when I am a driver, I don't look like a driver. I move my head. I looked at the different side, and I checked the situation in the side mirrors. And why I thought it, I can explain you. Please do what I say. Can you please raise your hand, especially your finger, and put it in the middle of your face? And please close your left eye and look at the finger, your finger, and the subject behind of it by your right eye. Then close your right eye and look at everything, your finger and the subject by your left eye. Then repeat it, open the right eye, open the left eye. And finally, it looks like the finger is moving, but you know that finger is in the one position. But according to our vision illusion, it looks like that it is moving. And because of this, when you are in the car and look direct, this dot is equal to this angle. But when you move your head, it is different. Do you know what the John said to me? John sent me that it is too early for you to go to the road. I asked, why? His answer was, you think very logical, and you should think like Irish. Guys, my conclusion, to be a driver in Ireland, you should keep 3 things. The first is to be polite to different things that can break your mindset. Also, you should keep a high level of humor, and you should create your own approach to well-known things and keep it. And only this helps you to survive at driver road. Thank you so much.
A big round of applause for Tanya for making all us laugh a little bit about Irish humor and at all. Natalie, can you tell me if we have some Google form for Tanya, or we will send it later? Natalie, are you? Yeah, guys, in Dnipro Hills Club, you have very good tradition when not only evaluators give some feedbacks for speaker, but also all of us can tell us something good or something to for improvements for our speakers. Please join for the links you already see in our chat. We have near 1 minute for this, and you can like continue when our another speaker will prepare for the speech. So we still count near less than 1 minute. So I just not to sound anymore. Yeah, watch on our on our timer. Yeah. Okay, and we will continue. I've moved to our another prepared speaker for today. It's also a member of our club who are currently in Rivne, but still we are with you, you are with us. So welcome to the stage, Oleksandr Myronchuk, with his another project from Persuasive Influence Path. Its project Introductions to Vocal Variety and Body Language, and title is A Tale of Contrast. Oleksandr, please.
Thank you. Greetings to all. What was the most exciting thing that happened to you during the week? If you think about this question, what would you say? Maybe you had the best morning walk and you really enjoy it. But if I ask you the same question when you go on a vacation, you probably won't remember the usual walk. It's too ordinary. This is how the contrast principle works. What is the contrast principle? I tell you a story, but it won't be about the most exciting thing. On the contrary, this story will evoke worry and concern in you, and later, laughter and relief. Once upon a time, in a distant land, a college student named Sharon left her parents behind as she embarked on her journey into a higher education. Months passed without a single letter home, leaving her parents worried. And then the day arrived when a letter from Sharon finally came in the post. I am sorry for my thoughtlessness in not having written before. I will bring you up to date now. But before you read on, please sit down. You are not reading any further unless you are sitting down. Okay? Initially, things were tough. I suffered injuries after jumping out of my dormitory window during a fire. But don't worry. I spent a short time in the hospital and now I am healing well. I can see almost normally and get occasional headaches. Interestingly, the person who witnessed the fire called for help and visited me in the hospital. Since I had nowhere to stay, he kindly invited me to share his basement apartment. We're growing close and are planning to get married. And the exact date is yet to be determined, but it will be before any signs of pregnancy. Speaking of which, I am pregnant. I know, you'll be thrilled to become grandparents and shower the baby with love and care, just as you did for me. Now, here's the truth. There was no dormitory fire, no injuries, and no hospital stay. I am not pregnant nor engaged. In fact, I don't even have a boyfriend. However, my grades are a concern. I am receiving 2 in history and 3 in chemistry. I want you to understand the gravity of those marks. This is an example of how you can use exaggeration to utilize the contrast principle. If you didn't know already, Sharon was joking. Sharon's letter exemplifies the contrast principle, a psychological phenomenon where people tend to perceive things relative to their previous experiences or expectations. By presenting a series of extreme events and then reliving the truth about her grades, Sharon created a stark contrast that lessened the impact of her academic concerns. In this way, she demonstrated that actually being expelled from the university is not the most terrible thing that can happen, but an ordinary event that needs to be handled correctly. Sharon maybe failed in history and chemistry, but she definitely got 5 in psychology. Back to you.
Oleksandr, thanks for presenting such a contrast story about that. I just imagine how I will react if my daughter or son will tell me something about this. So yeah, it really looks strange a little bit. And now we still have near 1 minute to leave our feedbacks for Oleksandr. As you see, link are already in our Zoom chat, and as I see Natalie also posted in our Telegram group. So take this minute for this. Yes, thanks to all. And now we can move to the evaluation of our today's prepared speaker. Actually, we make these changes in our agenda due to our another main structure of today's meeting. And now I invite to the stage our guests and fellow friends from Bangladesh. It's DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Raul de la Vega from Online Synergy Toastmasters Club, and he will make evaluation for Tetiana Bilous speech. Please, Raul, welcome.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and of course, Tetiana. Remind me to take a look again at what the driving culture is like the next time I visit another country. Fellow Toastmasters, I'd like to share how Tetiana has met the objectives of the project on creating effective visual aids, especially with her presentation on local specific. I like how Tetiana is able to come prepared with visuals that support her presentation. It is a terrific way of engaging the audience because the audience see that she has prepared for this presentation and it adds to her credibility. Second, I like how Tetiana has an engaging story, a story that is very relatable because a lot of us have had the experience of driving the car and finding out how vehicle rules are different in another location. And then third, the story indeed is not just relatable, but she uses humor. Humor by poking fun at herself, letting us know about the experiences she had as she would drive along the outskirts of Ireland. Now, Tetiana, I'd like to offer 2 suggestions as you continue to deliver your presentations. The first one, I do believe that the requirements for this project requires that you use a maximum of 3 slides. Now, if you're going to use 3 slides, I recommend that you have that slide about the sample theory test, the anti-brake system, and then the trigonometry table, because I felt they were very relatable to the anecdotes that you had. In doing so, it would make your point clearer, and at the same time, you would be able to save time, because I felt that maybe the overuse of slides had made you go over by, made you reach 9 minutes, in other words. So that's the first. And second, so that you can make the story concise, I suggest you keep the opening introduction short. So nothing more than 30 seconds. That way, what you'd like to do is you'd like to introduce the topic, maybe an attention-getting question, something like, so how many of you have experienced going to another country and then finding out that the driving rules are different? Well, let me share with you how things are different here in Ireland. Then after that, go on to your presentation. So to summarize, great way of using humor, having some slides ready, and then after that, using a relatable story. Something to work on, keep the introduction short, and limit your slides to just 3. This is a good reminder that we have to be aware of how the driving rules are, no matter what location we are. And thank you very much, Tetiana. Let's give her a big hand. Madam Toastmaster.
Thanks, Raul. Sorry for my mistake. I forgot that you're from Philippines. So thanks to you and to Philippines. Yeah, and now I invite to the stage our second evaluator. It's our another fellow friend, River Hill from Australia, from Mount Baker Club, and he will evaluate Oleksandr's Myronchuk speech. Please, River.
Thank you, Toastmaster. It's my pleasure to evaluate Oleksandr's speech titled A Tale of Contrasts. The purpose of this speech was to practice using vocal variety and body language to further enhance the speech. What I really enjoyed about the speech was the story of contrast that he used to share his message with us. This was a great way to highlight about how we can put things into perspective. Oleksandr had a well-structured speech with good use of storytelling and a great take-home message. The purpose of the speech was to practice using, one of the purposes of the speech was to practice using body language. And what I would like to see in a future speech from Oleksandr is for him to stand further back. I think he was sitting through this speech, stand further back from the cam so that we can see his use of gestures. I think he was using some, but because he was close to the cam, I could only see just below his shoulders. Body language is an effective way to emphasize key points of a speech. There were a number of moments in his speech which would have been really good, which would have been really good to use body language. One of those was when the student went home and was telling the parents the story. Oh, and by the way, I'm pregnant. And showed the big round belly of the story. But we couldn't see that because Oleksandr was too close. Maybe he did that, I'm not sure. So the recommendation would be with your body language in the Zoom environment, make sure that it is done within the screen that we can see. Otherwise, we're not going to see it. In summary, a well-structured speech with a great message, which I really enjoyed this use of contrast, and I'll probably use it myself in the future when I'm telling stories. Work on using the body language within the screen that you have to operate. Stand if you can, and stand slightly back. Overall, great story, great message. And that little tweak will definitely enhance your future speeches. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thanks, River. Thanks to all for for listening, Olit, and for so involving in our prepared speakers for today. And as you all understand, now we move to our another valuable part of our today's meeting. It's called usually like table topic session. And today we will have it a little bit another structure. We see that our fellow Toastmaster Cluskey in Battle Speakers Club, we have like they have a very special table topic session when someone asked when table topic master asked a question, another person who wanted to participate in this impromptu speeches answered, and then another member participant of the meeting can evaluate immediately. And today we see the prepared speeches and the evaluation. And now we all can train yourself in impromptu speeches and impromptu evaluation. With all of this emphasizes, I wanted to tell you that at the end of the table topic session, we will have 2 votes. We will have a Google form for the best table topic speaker and another Google form for the best table topic evaluator. So participate in both activities and engage in with all this work. Give the stage to DTM Declass. Please, Deck.
Hi there, everybody. This is Table Topics as you've never seen it before. First of all, I'd like you to put onto speaker view, please. If everybody on speaker view, please. Up the right-hand side, if you just see where it says view, just click on there and you'll see speaker view, gallery view, speaker view, and then it'll all work. You'll be able to see that much clearer. Okay, 20 minutes, I believe I have, Mr. Timer. 20 minutes, so I'm marking that on my clock. So that's 10, then 20. So there we are. So just before past, I finish. Timer is okay for 2 minutes and for 1 minute for the evaluation. Now, I would like, please, if you're comfortable, if you would switch on all the cameras, Natalie and Tetiana and Kevin, please put on your cameras because otherwise I can't see you because you've got to put your hands up in a minute. It's much better for me to do this and rather than explain it. So it's a combination of pub quiz, which I'm sure you've got in the Ukraine. We have all over the world. Everybody loves pub quizzes. And then it's table topics, and then I am going to pick on somebody to give a 1 minute evaluation of the topic they hear. So you have to listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. So look at the first question. What is the longest that an elephant has ever lived? Is it 17 years? Is it 49 years? Is it 89 years? Everybody, 17 years, put your hand up. Nobody. 49 years, put your hands up. Nobody. Oh, one. Oh, Oleksandr, okay. And then 89 years, put your hands up. Ah. Very good. Lesia, tell us, have you ever seen an 89-year-old elephant? Have you ever seen an elephant? Tell us all about it in 2 minutes. Lesia.
Thank you, Jack. Yes, I actually have had the pleasure of seeing many elephants. In fact, in Australia, we have some of the best facilities in the world for elephants at Taronga Zoo, Melbourne Zoo, Western Plains Zoo in Sydney, New South Wales, and also Melbourne. And there is also over in Perth in Western Australia. But you are not allowed to touch them in Australia. You're not allowed to actually ride elephants in Australia. You're not allowed to go near them within a certain radius. However, I had the pleasure in 2015 of going to Bali in Indonesia and riding a male tusker elephant and swimming and actually cleaning the elephants in Bali at the safari park. Now, looking back, it was a fun time. I got to ride a big male bull elephant an amazing creature. He was 70 years of age. His name was Boris. He had a beautiful mane. It was golden and it was red. He had a lot of fur on him. You don't think elephants had fur, but this creature had fur on it, and he was absolutely handsome. But it is actually cruel to ride an elephant. I do not commend or recommend or anything to do with riding elephants. The way that these creatures are broken in with fajan, which is a very cool way of beating the elephant and subduing them using rocks, with knives, with hooks, and pinning them down until they submit. I've seen the process. It is the cruelest of cruelest things that you can do to an animal who is so wise, that is so intelligent. And when I walked away from that and I saw the fajan, that is a process that they break them in and locking them into a corral so small, I said to myself, I will never ever ride an elephant again. I will never go within certain radius of an elephant again, because we need to respect them. So I respect the fact that that is something that is a tradition in those particular countries. However, I also respect the fact that in Australia, we actually have some of the best treatment, as does the United Kingdom and the USA, where we've got protective management. The humans stay outside of the barrier, the elephants are on the other side of the barrier. So yes, I have seen a 70-year-old male elephant. I've never seen an 89-year-old elephant. I'm assuming it's either an Asian elephant, but I do love elephants with a passion. Thank you, Dick.
Wonderful. That was brilliant. I must say, Habib, I've never been a fan of those traffic lights. I simply can't see them. I much prefer the whole screen as the colour. Much better. Just something for the future. Now, I'm looking at Diana. Have you been listening, Diana? 1 minute evaluation, please, on the clock.
Surely I did. I was listening very carefully. What I liked about Alicia's speech is the way she structured it. So she showed that she was knowledgeable about this topic. She named the places where we can find elephants in Australia. She listed them carefully. Then she managed to smoothly transfer to her own experience. And actually, I have ridden an elephant myself. And what I was told is that it's a way better for them to carry people than to do the labor that they were used to do. It's a way people believe that it's a kinder treatment to them rather than putting them to labor of getting the wood and everything to transport things in the wilderness. So Alicia, well done. I liked the way you described your experience. We could feel it, we could touch, be a part of it, touch it, basically. And well done. The conclusion was actually a call for action, which I admire as well. Thank you so much, Alicia.
Come on, Oleksandr, come on, applaud. No, nobody applauses. Oh, this is a strange club. Next one coming up. Look at this. What does a hydrologist study? Now, we all study English and we all should know all these things. What does a hydrologist study? Waves, clouds, or caves? Everybody who says waves, put your hand up, please. Nobody. Everybody who says clouds, put your hands up. A few. We've got 3, 4. And caves, put your hand up. 2. Well, the answer is caves. Natalie, in 2 minutes, tell us, have you ever been in a cave? Tell us about your experience in a cave. 2 minutes.
As a journalist, I have a lot of tasks. I have had a lot of tasks to write articles about different tourist destinations. And of course, I have written articles about caves. And once I had a chance to visit a cave I had written about in the past. The cave is in Turkey, not far from Alanya Sea. we entered it, and yes, it was really nice. It was beautiful. There were a lot of people. It was a very, very mysterious and different colored cake. And the most popular, most common color there was the with orange color. And you know what? I was anticipating some mysterious feeling, that I'm at some mysterious place. And I was feeling like, after visiting London and having got on that London Eye, huge wheel, I was anticipating that I would feel butterflies in my stomach because it's very high, and you know what, you are moving in that cell, and I felt nothing. Maybe it is too safe, because when you are on the height of the 134 meters, it has to be really trembling and terrifying, but you are safe. And I was more terrified in Kiev in the cells that were moving like that, you know, they weren't fixed, and I was even more terrified. So I haven't been terrified in the cell. Yeah, the speaker mode. That is why I cannot see the timer. I wasn't terrified on the London Eye, but I was terrified in Kiev.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Natalie. Big round of applause for Natalie. Come on. Come on. Clap, 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 clap. That's lovely. That was terrific. I'm pedantic about time, by the way, Natalie. Natalie, I've got various things. Look, you might even get that, but there we are. It makes for everybody having a good time. So listen. When was the new constitution of Ukraine first adopted?
Shouldn't that be evaluated first?
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let's go for the evaluation. Wait, let's see. I'm mixing this up. That's the one I should be on. That one there. Wait till it comes up. Come on, baby. There we are. Yes, evaluation. Well, I'm looking at, I'll tell you who I'm looking at. Habib. And I'll time you for 1 minute. Habib, give us a 1 minute evaluation on Natalie. Habib, unmute, please. Habib. Can you hear me, Habib? Have I got to go on to somebody else?
You're saying his name wrong. It's Habib.
Habib. Yeah. Timer, Habib.
Habib.
It's the nearest you're going to get from an Irishman, I can tell you. Habib, come on. 1 minute, please.
Thank you, Dick. I was keeping time. I was...
No excuse.
So it was a wonderful delivery about the cave experience that you experienced in Turkey, and it would be more realistic that if you show some expression when you entered the cave, how you felt, and what was your feeling on the time. So altogether, it could be more interactive if you share the real feeling when you enter in the cave. Thank you.
Very good. Nice and quick and to the point. Now, what am I going to do next? I'm going to do this one. When was the new constitution of Ukraine first adopted? All those who think it was the 27th of June 1996, put your hands up. All of you who think it was the 28th of June, put your hands up. And all of you who think it was the 1st of December 1991, put your hands up. Well, the real answer is they started debating on the 27th of June. It went on for more than 24 hours. They finished on the 28th of June, and they actually voted, the country voted on the 1st of December. So the answer is the 28th of June. Now, who had that right? Put your hand up who had that right. Natalie, Vadym, we haven't heard from you. Vadym, why don't you tell us your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Tell us all about your constitution. What does it mean to you?
So this was a very tricky question because sometimes you don't really know the exact date and you can get in trouble for it. So my experience with this Constitution Day was that I went to one of the cafes, and recently over the last like 10 years, Ukraine has become more focused on itself, on its history and its culture, and trying to develop this environment, trying to break away from the Russian and Soviet past and actually revive some of the old traditions and solidify what we have gained throughout our 20 plus years of independence. So I come to this cafe, it was a very local one, nice Ukrainian cuisine, and I wanted to scroll the internet. I wanted to get a Wi-Fi password, and they didn't just give it out to you. They said, well, you have to type in the digits of the day of Constitution of Ukraine, and they stay looking at me as they expect me to write the numbers. It was like, I don't get it right. Like, I don't remember. And the judgmental look on their face, I will remember for quite some time, because you don't really want to mess this up. It's nice that we actually celebrate and we get to know these days more. That they actually happen and we celebrate them. But I think I would like to brush up on some of the history and actually know the days when we celebrate the Constitution Day and other historical events in Ukrainian modern history. Thank you. Back to you.
Very, very good. Very, very good. That was lovely. Kevin, what did you think of that? Give us a quick 1 minute evaluation, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky one for Vadym because, he's got to get it right. He's our president at the moment. So constitutions are important to presidents, aren't they? But he did. I mean, what I liked about this 2-minute speech was it was a speech. It had a story. And the central focus was a story around a cafe. And stories are very important in public speaking. That was brilliant. And I like the fact that he told us that he failed as well. And I like that. What he could do better is make sure his gestures are more visible. He's maybe a little bit too close to the camera. And maybe he's got really big eyebrows, but I couldn't quite see whether his eye contact was good on us or not. So, it was difficult to see whether the eye contact was there. But, this was a nice story. You're talking about traditions, talking about cafes. We all like cafes and traditions, don't we? So this is one that I think everyone was entertained by. So well done, Vadym.
Lovely. And that is the 20 minutes up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Topic's over. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Oh dear, Dak, with all this sound, you are amazing. I am firmly enchanted by all your energy and all of this additional tools to all of us. Thanks for such a good entertaining and such a good question for all of us. Yeah, when we talk with Dak about our today's topic, I have this feeling that usually constitution is a really hard topic, so it can be not very interesting question. But Dak, you combine all it in once. It's great job. So thanks to you, and thanks for taking this good format to our club. Thanks to Jack, because we don't have today's table topic evaluator, so we just can can give all our hugs, virtual hugs, and applauses to Jack now. And we move on to our, unfortunately, the last part of our today's meeting. Usually it's called like technical team report, and we started from our grammarian for today, Eric. Oh, tell us about our grammar today and about our word of the day, how we often use it or not. Eric? Oh, yes. Sorry, gosh. We have voting for the best table topic speaker and for the best table topic evaluator. Thanks, Diana, for reminding me of this. I was so enchanted, so I forgot about any votes, about any things like this. We just wait a few seconds to everyone to go to the links and to vote. Yeah, and it's like extra seconds to Eric to be ready for the reports. Yeah. Tell me if anyone haven't seen links, please tell. But as I see, Diana,
I'm sorry, I can't see the link for the speakers.
For the speakers, Natalie, please tell us about this. Are you managed? Yeah.
Please, just a second, and I will share the correct link.
Okay. We will wait. It's always good to have someone who just try everything and tell us it works good, because yeah, online have some specialities for this, and I just can continue to talk actually about our Constitution Day. I firmly believe that after our today's meeting, you at least, for Ukrainians, yeah, at least just open the Constitution and just to scroll it on to understand what does it books consist of, why it's so important about Ukrainians, yeah, why we actually need to celebrate at least this day, because it's all about our sovereignty, about state, about our human being, and about all us as about our dignity and about how a citizen we all are. Yeah, I see that we already have links for the voting for the best table topic speaker. And we can move to the grammar report. So, Eric, it's time for you.
All right, great. Thank you. Well, I'm not as good as Alicia on this, but I did do a little something for you over here to show you what we wanted to talk about. First of all, I will say I'm saddened in my heart today that I did not hear the word of the day. If you did say it, please shout it out, and I'm willing to give you on the spot credit right now if you feel you used it over here, but I did not hear it. Other than
Eric,
maybe
I tried.
Okay, I'll give you the credit then right there. All right. So couple of things, just start off with a few little grammar nuances I saw over here. So I kept hearing like little bit, a lot in things, little bit new structure, a little bit change, etc. Try to use like, a word, an adverb here, maybe like slightly, or, just a different structure, but slightly new structure if you want to basically use this type of a term. And then I heard something about there was some noun not help us against, it's either this thing does not help us against, or do not help us against, depending on if it's singular or plural. And then I think I heard something sitting in the driver's sitting. I think we're going to say driver's seat because that's a noun. here. And I want to mention again, I kind of always do, oops, don't forget the on, and the all the time when you're doing things. It's a common thing. So I need a drink, okay, some drink. When I use or and, it's not a specific one. But so I need a drink. I have an hour for lunch, so we use and when we're before a vowel or H that's silent, okay, where the vowel sound is there. And then let's meet at the park. Okay, so I don't saying let's meet at a park where we need to discuss which park it is. The park would be known to us. We know where we want to meet. So don't forget those. And then this one here, I'll show you the example, but make the word to is usually needed when we have indirect objects here. So I heard I can explain you. It should be I can explain to you. Okay, because the you is the indirect object at this point. And we can say it's receiving the action. And I can also, if I have a direct object here, the facts, so I can explain the facts to you. All right, so that's direct object and object. What did I like today? I liked poking fun at yourself. That was kind of cool. That's always nice to say. I enjoyed the use of contrast. You know, that just kind of sounds nice. It rolls nicely off the tongue. I had the pleasure, you know, that's kind of a nice, friendly way to say something. It's congenial, as we would say, kind of sharing your emotion. And then call for action is really nice too. So that's always in marketing, that's used a lot, the call for action, but it's good to rile people up to kind of get them to think towards something. This is a call to action. So I liked all of that. So very well done, guys, over here. Enjoyed doing the role for you today, and keep up your grammar. Thanks.
Thanks, Eric, for preparing such a good visualization of everything we make today. And we move on, we move to our another reports from our technical team. It's a report from our counter, Sergey Radchenko from Best Odesa Speakers Club. Sergey, tell us about our unnecessary sounds, etc.
Yes, of course, Lesia, you will tell me about your fear dream about your counter, and I can tell you your dream come true, because you use many sounds. You use sounds 105 times. Yeah, 11 times, actually 9 times, because 8 times, but 4 times, so 20 times, 12 times, and they 6 times, and use 13 times. That's all about you. And we have our technical team. Habib, you use 5 times. Eric, you use 18 times, you know, 3 times, because 4 times, so 11 times, but 8 times, and 1 you use basically. Evaluation part, Raul de la Vega, you use 4 times, because 4 times, so 4 times, River Hill, really clear speech. And our table topic speakers, Alicia Curtis, 1, you know, actually 2, but 1, so 3, because 1. Natalie, 4 are. Vadym, 2, because, so 1 are 1, actually 3, but 1. Diana, 4 times, so 1 times, actually 1 times. Habib, 3 times, so 1 times. And Kevin, 1 times, but 3 times, so 1 times. And our prepared speech, Tetiana, Bilous, you use okay 5 times, 36 times, and they 3 times, but 3 times, because 1 times. Oleksandr, Myronchuk, but 6 times, and 1 okay. And the Cluskey, our table topic master today, okay 1 times, so 6 times. Yeah. Actually, and by the way, 1 times. That's all. Thank you for your attention. Back to you, Lesia.
Thanks, Sergey. I know that I will have a lot of unnecessary sounds, but thanks to counting all this so correctly and so detailed. Thanks to Sergey. And I invite to the stage our timer today, our friend from Bangladesh. Yeah, I already reminded who are from Bangladesh with us today. Habibul Islam, what about our time? Please tell us.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters. We see that as a team, we work very well. I'd like to share the report for the prepared speaker first. Tetiana took 9 minutes, 51 seconds. Oleksandr took only 5 minutes. During evaluation, Raul took 3 minutes, 17 seconds, and River took 2 minutes, 59 seconds. For table topic sessions, Lesia took 2 minutes 15 seconds, Natalie 2 minutes 31, Vadym took 1 minute 44 seconds. For table topic evaluation, Diana took 1 minute 7 seconds. I didn't count my time, and Kevin took 47 seconds. During the auxiliary role takers report, grammarian Eric took 3 minutes 37 seconds, and our counter Sergey took around 1 minute 50 seconds. Thank you everyone for everyone's contribution.
Thanks,
Over to
Habib.
you, tabletop.
Thanks, Habib. And I also reminded that I have just 2 slides wanted to share with you at the end of our today's meetings. It's also result of one of inquiries. It's actually old result just from 2017 years, but we see that when the guys asked Ukrainians what the human rights is the most valuable for them. You see that a lot of them choose the right for the social, yeah, to be much more materialistic rights. But I believe if the inquiries will be nowadays, we will have another results. And regarding to all this, I also wanted to emphasize this on the Nobel Peace Prizes, which in 2020 3 organization or 3 different persons received. It's from Belarus, it's Ales Bialyatsky. From Russia, it's Memorial. Yeah, it's actually a very good structure which helps us to memorize all the crimes and victims we have during the Soviet state and other period. And of course, our Ukrainian organization, the Center for Civil Liberties, and we see that all this Nobel Peace Prize also put emphasis of political rights, of the things we all need to understand to fight, yeah, not to be non-active citizen, but be active citizen, which for the first time knows their rights, and for the second are ready to fight for them in some peaceful or even non-peaceful ways. So thanks to all of you to be with us today. I believe that you will celebrate at least in some way the Constitution Day in Ukraine today, and the constitution of your countries, where you're located and where are you. Hope that even in what time we will understand the valuable of all these things nowadays. And with all these words, I give the stage to our current president, Vadym Yudenko, with some last words. Vadym.
Big applause to Lesia for her.
Sorry, who is the winner during tabletop session?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about everything. Yeah, it's happened. So we have the best table topic speaker for today. Yeah, you see it. Congratulations, Alicia. You definitely need to make that speech for about not riding the elephants. And we also have the best table topic evaluator. Oh, yeah, I can't. Something happened with my computer, so we will see it, I believe, in a minute or in a second. Stop sharing, not. Actually, the best table topic evaluator for today is Kevin Beck. So big round of applause to Kevin for making his evaluation. And finally, I can give the words to Vadym. Vadym.
I was raving for that moment when you would give me back the stage, and I was like, give a big applause, and then I had to slow down. Let's try it again. Give a big round of applause for Lesia for her meeting today. Lesia, you did fantastic. Thank you. Can you remove the share screen?
I can't.
I
think something happened with my computer. I try to do this.
It's okay.
Maybe some host, please co-host, share screen yourself, and you will like stop my sharing.
Just a second.
Try to do this.
No, I can do that. But anyway, we can continue. Oh, fantastic. Hope you all enjoyed today's meeting. Got to learn some new things about both Constitution and got a fantastic, enjoyed the table topic session, which I'm not gonna lie was a highlight for me. No excuses, no pain, no gain, honking sounds, tinkling, very strict to the time type of session. I really liked it. Thanks, Doug. Thanks for all the evaluators, people who contributed to the meeting. This is going to be, I think, my last. Yes, I think this time a meeting as the president of Dnipro Hills. It was a pleasure working with all of you. I will still be around as helping around. Sort of, I'm being demoted from the president to sergeant at arms, but I'm still here. I'm still at it, still working and helping my club. Well, stay for the after party, and before we